New update, new units. Let's do a run with Zwei Gregor this time around. We'll grab LCB Merselt and Zwei Sinclair for support, as usual for 20% damage reduction. Zwei Faust to see how far we can go with the defense stacking, and G Corbotis since I had no idea what else to bring and wanted to preserve the starting cost. So, let's quickly talk about Zwei Gregor. He's insane. I have not had such a nice time clearing Mirror Dungeon 2 hard solo in a long while. He's probably way better than K-Corp Honglu. As you can see, our health doesn't really go down and enemies die way faster than usual. We get 2 slash nodes back to back, and since Think Tank enemies majorly use blunt attacks, Zwei Gregor is resistant to them, so we make short work of it. Our first event, the Star Luminary, undisputably the best event in the entire game. 4 separate positive results, and I decided to go for Tomorrow's Fortune since, you know, it will have maximum value being our first ego gift of the run. With 3 slash nodes we use Fey Lantern to make sure we're topped up on health and continue through to floor 1 boss. The fact that we can fuel Liquor Domain and Fey Lantern is really good and enables us to deal with all attacks type weaknesses. Floor 1 is finished with more Think Tank goons. I wanted to check how big of a shield they can get since it was first time using this unit, and honestly I am speechless. The sheer tankiness of Zwei Gregor is insane. Our first boss clear gift selection, even with Tomorrow's Fortune, was not impressive at all. We settled down on lowest star for some SP control with Liquor Domain. But our first show up having 3 extremely powerful gifts for us, that being Grey Coat, Late Bloomer's Tattoo, and Pendant of Nostalgia. Certainly justified my greediness on starting cost. With that, we grab 7 Isang, LCCB Ishmael, and LCB Rodia for passives and move forward with floor 2. At this stage, I am still in awe of how strong this Gregor actually is. I continue through without any worry, throwing in Fey Lantern here and there to stay healthy and speed the process up at times. From that elite fight, we get Disc Fragment. That will justify my ego spamming addiction even further. Then Bloody Gadget from an event. That is certainly not foreshadowing to what the boss will be. Abnormality battles, as per usual, very simple yet very rewarding. This was another moment for me to drop my jaw and realize he can one-shot some of the Pekatulas. That's not usual for me in those rounds. They don't just one-shot Pekatulas. Well, some of them do, but like not like this. Regardless, we managed to grab Carmelia and speed through Ebony Queen's Apple. Not much interesting happened in that fight, as per usual, it has low rolls and non-threatening moves, so we cut it down. With that done, another uninteresting ego gift selection. We really don't need any more healing than we already have, but Lithograph is the only gift that has any effect, so might as well take it. As for our passives, we grab Shi Don, LCB Ryoshu, and Think Tank Honglu, just to maximize our damage. We start with an event and a juicy one at that, compensating for our boss gifts so far. Another Pekatula fight, and I believe going forward we ought to completely skip them. Otherwise we'll just be stuck watching the same fight over and over, right? Right after, we grab Blood, Sweat and Tears. Mow through another easy node that cannot really deal damage to us. And get to another event that gives us damage ego gift. And it's time for floor 3 boss. Slithering Inquisitor is mostly harmless if taken care of properly from turn 1. And at this point I was ready for anything. The run seemed perfect, Zwei Gregor seemed to have no weaknesses at all. We grab Talisman Bundle for even more slash damage. And Artistic Sense from the shop, because I never see it in my runs, so why not? And starting event with Milepost of Survival. A bit late, but it's welcome nonetheless. And immediately after, we get a lead Blunt node. Usually, I would be terrified, but today, I was in charge, so naturally, I ran them through and completely humiliated K-Corp class 3. For so tanky of a unit, he certainly deals way too much damage. In a very fitting manner, we get a Zippo lighter, and afterwards we're faced with more Blunt nodes, and Corp this time, but that's not a problem now, is it? Legerdemain is Blunt after all. And after having a deserved revenge on N-Corp, we get even more healing. Excessive, but I won't complain about phlebotomy pack. And with that, floor 4 boss. and I cannot make it any more interesting. It's very gentleman, it's tanky, it's slow, it's harmless, and can't even attempt hurting our road friend. Those long fights are a perfect example on why Think Tank Honglu's passive is way better than K-Corp Honglu's passives. We would have probably ampuled ourselves to death by the time we clear it, but nonetheless, very gentleman sent home, child in the flask acquired. And this is it, final stretch, floor 5. Cigarette holder for more final power, Phantom Pain for more damage, Event with Stone Tomb that sadly, yet again is worthless for me. More K-Corp units, weak to slash, so you already know the drill. Another event, and it's White Gossipium. Yeah, no, I'm taking the fight, but I am not forcing you to watch it. Neither do I force you to watch another Pekatula fight. Honestly, Project Moon, just add actual Abnos for those. Our final shop, we grab Melted Spring, purely to be left with one cost. With that done, it's time for the final battle.
최선의 방어는 역시 공격이지. 전투방패라고 들어봤어?